This is ANN News Brief.
The World Health Organization has warned coronavirus pandemic could overwhelm strained public health systems in Africa. WHO's latest figures on Wednesday show the continent was approaching 1 million infections and nearly 21,000 deaths. South Africa has more cases than any other country on the continent. The government imposed a strict lockdown in March and other raft measures, including border closure and restriction on movement. The government's ban of alcohol and cigarette sales is still in effect. Ethiopia, Rwanda, Tanzania, Burkina Faso, Ghana, and Zimbabwe. Nigeria as well also put in place different measures to combat the spread of the coronavirus. Schools have remained shut since March. Meanwhile, Nigeria has reported a decline in the number of infections this week. Data from Johns Hopkins University show there had been more than 18.5 million COVID-19 cases globally and 700,000 deaths. The United States, Brazil, India, Mexico are experiencing exponential increase in fatalities. Kenyan First Lady Margaret Kenyatta has commended community health workers for their efforts in combating the COVID-19 pandemic. Mrs. Kenyatta singled out community health workers who are educating the public on preventive measures and applauded their selfless commitment to work, courage, and compassion for people and for the community. The First Lady spoke at the virtual graduation ceremony of community health volunteers sponsored by the Beyond Zero initiative. She pointed out that community education on health matters can save lives and is critical, especially at this time of the coronavirus crisis. Mrs. Kenyatta also condemned the stigmatization of individuals and families affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. She called for compassion and comfort to those affected. Kenya has seen rising coronavirus cases with healthcare workers among those infected. The health ministry said 8 health workers have succumbed to the virus and 600 others have tested positive. The number of coronavirus cases in the country stands at more than 23,000. We'll be right back.
Whether in your house, at your office, on your phone or online, we are there. We have the facts behind the headlines. We cut to the chase with the news you really need. We cover every angle. We are the bigger, better news network. We are African News Network. ANN. Watch ANN News on MITV from a truly African spirit.
South African consumers are seeing a rise in debt levels as their net incomes have drastically declined following COVID-19 lockdowns that took effect in April. The finance minister said in an emergency budget in June, South Africa's economy is expected to decline by 7.2% this year because of the pandemic, its worst performance in nearly a century. Consumers in the country have gone deeper into debt, affecting more of those with higher incomes. Many South Africans are now having trouble making ends meet as a result of poor economic performance.
Real incomes have gone backwards. So there's a significant shortfall in terms of people's ability.
Data from the central bank confirms an increase in unsecured loans, which has become a concern to many economists and analysts. Mid- and lower-income families are said to be in a relatively better position, and their debt levels haven't escalated to the same levels as the high-net-worth families. The sluggish economy has also triggered a rise in unemployment. That is ANN News Brief at 10. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Adeyemi.